Since this is such a complex topic, it is very hard to find a true solution to the issues with Title IX that everyone will agree upon. Every suggestion will be imperfect since it'll always encompass problems with processing the case or finding justice for victims of sexual assault. However, in dealing with the issue of sexual assault itself, there is common ground to be found. Me and Sophie, we believe that colleges should not only invest in Title IX investigators/officers on their campus, but also invest in the education of sex and preventing and reducing sexual harassment and assault. There should be required school funded and ran programs and seminars on sexual behavior for college students throughout their time at the university. And Aristotle's theory of virtue is encompassed in this idea of training and preparing students because through habit and practice of these beliefs and these teachings, colleges would ingrain this sort of moral thinking into their students, which would result in reduced sexual assault and harassment and more overall awareness of this issue. This, we believe, is a plan that all sides can agree upon and support in order to solve this issue.
As Kenny said, education programs should be implemented in schools to help reduce incidents as much as possible. For example, UMD has a 4-year sexual assault prevention program, and Carnegie Mellon and University of Wisconsin both require students to complete an online module about sexual violence before school starts and to go through in-person training when they get to campus. There are some areas where Title IX definitely needs improvement, but Betsy DeVos's proposals will reverse much of the progress that has already been made in terms of how people view sexual assault and the victims. By narrowing the definition of assault, victims are less likely to report or be taken seriously by school officials. Also, to use a deontological approach, there should be some kind of repercussion for all incidents of sexual assault and harassment. However, there's a big difference between going through a process that would send someone to jail and going through a process that would allow the victim to just not have to face their assailant in everyday life. The victim should not be forced to choose between not reporting or potentially sending someone to jail or taking some other kind of criminal justice action. There needs to be a way for victims to get justice without having to make such a heavy decision. This is why it should remain a civil rights process and not a litigation. This allows the victim to get justice without having to go through a potentially lengthy, expensive, or biased criminal justice style procedure.